Hi, Peter. It's good to have you on.
Hello, good afternoon.
So, there are reports that more than 100 officers have turned in their permits that allow them to carry firearms on the job. This is in protest against one of their colleagues being charged with murder. How will their refusal to carry firearms affect safety in the UK?
Well, I think that there are processes in place to deal with this. It's a relatively small number of officers, and so there are arrangements to use the military or just to use officers from other police forces in the UK, and that has happened in the past. But I think this situation really is symptomatic of a wider discontent that there is in policing, a lack of confidence in the Home Office, a lack of confidence in the Independent Office of Police Conduct. And how long some of these investigations take. So it is a serious situation, but I don't think there's any threat to public safety. And I'm sure the leadership of the Metropolitan Police will be trying to work to resolve this and speak to those officers and reassure them.
And so, where does this feeling among officers come from exactly?
Well, as I say, it's part of a wider discontent, within the police service where they feel absolutely there's been some high-profile cases that cause concern, but that the criticism has become unbalanced, and the public and the media just don't understand the reality of what police officers are doing. They feel they've got a lack of resources and they don't have the tools to be able to concentrate on criminality and investigating crime. We're seeing more police officers leave than actually join in some police forces. And this is particularly difficult in the Metropolitan Police because of the focus on London and the particular cases that they have had. These officers have to make split-second decisions and very fast-moving situations, obviously, sometimes with unclear intelligence and information. And clearly, this particular case, which we can't discuss because it's sub judice, has raised concern. And I think, just made some officers reflect on the jeopardy to them and to their families should they come under investigation. Overall, we need to try and reduce the number of occasions where officers have to intervene, particularly where it involves motor vehicles, where they have to make split-second decisions in very fast-moving situations, as I say, knowing that they're going to be under investigation for many years after. And I think that could involve, changes to the criminal law, changes to police procedure, better use of technology in terms of vehicles and the way they operate in these days. And I hope any Home Office review will look at those issues, and not just individually at this particular case.
What would you suggest that the government does to improve the situation?
Yeah, I'm not sure officers will have a lot of confidence in that review really, because the law is the law. It's more about how that law is applied. And as I say, I think it is about really the wider atmosphere within policing, a wider discontent, and a wider need for reform to give officers the tools they need to try and regain public confidence and deal effectively with criminality. So I'm not sure that this particular review will do it. It is about, as I say, a wider concern that officers have. But if there is to be this review, I think it needs to be fairly, far wide ranging in terms of looking at the types of criminals that we're talking about that tend to be, the subject of police armed operations, and how the criminal law and the legal system could help the police to deal with these in a different way. There'll always be situations where officers have to intervene. But as I say, as with other forms of police activity, which can be risky, you've got to try and work at reducing those situations. The fact is, a lot of the criminals involved in these cases, in these investigations, are well known to the police. They're well known for making a fortune out of criminality. They're involved in drug dealing and all sorts of other things. And as I say, we're having to pursue them in a very traditional way. And I think, the government needs to look more fundamentally about the way that police investigate crime, the way the criminal justice systems operates, to say, really, in this day and age, we should be able to use a great deal more innovation, different legal tools, and greater use of technology, essentially to disrupt these people.
Peter Fahy, thank you for your insights.
Thank you.